Welcome to Nofrills News, where the only catchy intro is me blowing vape. Here at Nofrills News, I don't even get a clipboard, I just get a little envelope. That's the budget, see? That's why I wear the same shit every day. Because you're guaranteed no propaganda here. You'll find out really what's going on. Because I just take it straight from the MSM and give it to you. No, I'm kidding. So anyway, what's going on out here is well, there's a lot going on. So I was going to put some stuff up yesterday, but I got distracted by life. And anyway, back to it. So I've got a little bit to get through. Deadliest day was yesterday, 478 cases. Today, 452. So 4 days over 400 cases, I reckon. That's why we're in such an emergency. 50 people are apparently infectious every day. Victoria, I'll get to New South Wales in a little bit. Just speak of Victoria for a second. Poor people down there have been through hell, and now they're going back into it again. They've got a 2-week extended lockdown with a 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew. So that's horrible for them. What else? Yeah, I was listening to I'm a sub to Vanessa Valentine, and she was saying last time they had a curfew, I think they were only getting out for about 2 hours and having to come home again. Something like it was, they were getting out at 8 p.m. and they had to be back by 10 or something like that. So anyway, it's real stressful. And I saw an interview with Kosh. He's like the biggest, fakest tool if you want to watch someone that's so ballless, sold out. Yeah, he had an interview with the next Vic Premier, Jeff Kennett. And you hear this controlled op, like Jeff Kennedy, I'm not in favour of a curfew. We've got kids that are suffering from mental issues and all this stuff. And then he's like, and Kosh is like, I'm surprised to hear that from you. Tell me more. What do we do? Are you suggesting we don't do anything? Because Kennett's like, people are getting fractious, they're not going to put up with it, the kids are getting hurt by this. And the next thing, Kennett's like, we've got to put in the right laws to keep people properly clamped down. So nothing was achieved from, and this is a typical brainwashing of the MSM over here. But anyway, like for example, when the female interviewer's interviewing one of these health experts called Robert Booey, Booy, they all got the weirdest friggin' names. No doubt they're fake. Gosh. But anyway, I won't go into that. But she was interviewing him, and they're talking about, Sydney and southwest Sydney seems to be the big problem, west and southwest Sydney, where you got a lot of people who don't want to take it, where they were trying to force tradies into getting it. And anyway, she's straight away said, people not doing the right thing. Typically, we're going to have to get down on that. Like straight away led in, and he's like, yeah. It's so, it's so coordinated. I'm sure most people see through it, but they keep pushing it out. Well, there must be a lot of people. I mean, they had an injection of students up in Queensland, got a stadium going, and out of 24,000 appointments, they had 15,500 take up their appointments. And whether it's believed or not, one of the comments under it said 3 collapsed, 2 in a coma. So, I mean, the news is talking about people filling up the hospitals and stuff. We know that was bullshit before, but I think at some point that's going to be real. And I wouldn't be surprised if they are dropping like flies, because they're saying they're jabbing so many a day at the moment. Squirt. But anyway, what was I going to say? So over more than a third of the eligible hotspot students declined to come in. So there is some resistance, but you can see most of the people are going to be walking around antennas. um, that would be nice if they weren't actually mind controlled and potential zombie killers too. Not to bring up G. Sorry. So where am I at? Queensland, New South Wales border. Essential workers. They've got till 1 a.m. Saturday to get, or they won't be going into Queensland. This is the sort of pressure they're putting up, and moving the border, doing little shimmies of it, right? Just really screwing with people, really screwing with our minds. And the news is insulting. They start out with, Australia's worst day, like laughing. Anyway, they're saying the hospitals are so getting packed out, they're going to need a health hotel. Double H, right? 88. Isn't that a destruction gematria number? I remember seeing 88 all the time. So, anyway, I haven't been involved in that for a while. Gematria is one of those things you can get very distracted with. Sure, that it's used, but it's all used by man, you know. Like I made one dude, he was right into it. I think he was a little bit, but he was thinking he was chosen because of his numbers coming up in his name and all that stuff, and these statements that were coming up had a certain number for him, and I was sure he was like just tweaking a little bit. So I went and made a statement, tweaked it to make 666, proved it to him, and I proved it to him after he sort of went, yeah, praise God and all that. And I went, man, I did it, you know, like. So anyway, see what I mean? Gematria is a distraction. So they're closing skate parks, and apparently the Popo don't want to police that. There's police anyway. Gosh, don't know why I did that. So, but now a skate park has become a, what do they call it? Not a hotspot, but a spreader zone or something, like where it's come from. So they're really going hard to harm us mentally and ultimately physically, obviously. So we know anyway that these times, look, this is just Australia. I'm a believer in Yahushua's soon return, because all flesh would perish, it says in the good book. And we are that close now. There's so many things going on around the world that any watchman or people knowing what's coming can't keep up. It says in the Bible that Messiah will come and he will raise his believers to be part of an eternal reigning kingdom, but they'll be raised, and he'll come when the earth is in a state of distress, like a woman giving birth. Okay, and the troubles, I've been following them for a long time, since I was 14, and I'm 47 now. I've seen them like watching surf or sets come in or whatever. You get sort of peaks in frequencies and drop. Look, it's better described by what the Bible describes about as a woman's birth pains. I've given pulled a son out of the womb, but anyway, the contractions build and build and build to the point where the waters break and then the baby comes. So we're right at that point now. There's too many things to declare, but like, you're in a state, in a world now where there's people climbing onto aircraft turbine engines to escape Afghanistan because of the American pullout or defeat, so to speak, making way for the Russians. But they let the Taliban in there first, and they're atrocious, and people are running to surround DC's big aircrafts of the Americans, just and climbing on, and people have fallen out of the sky apparently already. That's not funny at all. It's just, to me, it's shocking. I saw some footage of a guy holding on to the turbine at height with his regalia, his Afghan dress on and everything. I'm like, is that real? I don't know if it's real yet, so I didn't put the link, but I wouldn't be surprised. I did see the real footage of them cramming around the plane and running all, like ants all around it, and I think it was moving. I'm not sure if it was because all the people were running, but this world is crazy. Okay, we're coming into a time of tribulation, and we're already in it, I believe. My world's a world of tribulation. Is yours? So anyway, I won't go on anymore. Yeah. I assume I won't be making videos soon anymore because of the government's requirements for certain things in this country. It's breakneck speed the way it's moving now, so hopefully I can get the control on videoing situations. Yesterday, when I put my phone down, I regretted that because the woman became instantly rude and pushy and horrible because I was going to talk to her on camera, but I had so many things in my hands, and I was thinking, oh, she might actually do business with me. Before that, when I went outside, I was like, I'm probably not going to get served here in the end. So I started filming, but when I realised she was going to serve me, I thought I'll put it down because it was too hard juggling everything. But now I really regret it. In some ways not. It's just, now it's water off a duck's back. Yesterday, it was a trial. So for any believers out there who think I was out of hand, good on you. Maybe I was. Probably I was compared to how Yeshua would have dealt with it, for sure. But, you know, I'm called because I'm a sinner. I was called as a sinner. I'm not classified as sinner anymore. Praise Yahuwah. Praise Yahushua. But, you know, like, it's not going to end my weakness to fail at times, and you know, I find it discouraging. I strive for perfection. Yesterday was a really trying time. I woke up, I was listening to my sad and depressing playlist because I had tears in my eyes for losses in this life, and it was an extremely lonely emotional event for me in the morning. Then to go out and get treated like that, it just didn't help, you know, and it ended up in, you know, an internal trying to control, wanting to go and do things to get revenge, and that's real. I didn't do it. I've never done it. I've had so many times in my life where I want to go out and just screw someone up for screwing with me, and I haven't done it. I haven't done it because I'm like, well, vengeance is his, and that's the truth, you know, like, because you learn if you do try and take vengeance early on that it usually backfires and you end up worse off anyway. And then when you watch Yahuwah take his for you, it's better, you know. Like, I couldn't have broken a big fat dude's leg that was involved in getting me beat up after the pub. Saw him at the pub, at the doctor's a week later. He wouldn't even look me in the eye. Leg broken up. Anyway, I don't rejoice in anyone's downfall, but if you've got some instigator that's constantly like this in you, you're going to be glad for Yahuwah's salvation in some ways at some times, you know. And I hope all men come to the truth, but I acknowledge that there are some that, you know, they're there just to be an antagonistic force to bring the sons of God to the birth. Anyway, much love. Thought I was talking to my kids or something. Check you out.